Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be creating the holes for the magnets for the clasp to hold, and also creating some structural tabs around the outside to lock everything in place. Let's get down to it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this outer clasp and all of the other pieces except the outside skin. What I want to do is I'm going to create the holes on this inside clasp down here. So I'm going to create a sketch right on it. Create the sketch tool. Click on this inside clasp, and then I want to know where the box, this part of the box hits it. So I'm going to go to P for project and click on this line right there. And then I'm going to click OK, and now I can hide the outside piece. So anything below the purple is going to be glued to the box, and this is going to be where the magnets are out here. So first thing I want to do is create a construction line across this box, but I don't want to be right at the middle, the center here, or I'll be locked in place. I want to be able to move this line. So I'm going to go off from the center a little bit and just draw a horizontal line straight across, just like that. These two little symbols here mean they're parallel, meaning that this purple line is parallel to this orange line. Now I'm going to hit D for the dimensioning tool. I'm going to click on my construction line I just made, and then the projected line I had from before, and then go out to the side here and click one more time to place the measurement. And I'm going to have this be 5 millimeters. That's going to be right there in the middle. Okay. Which may have also been right where it was going to be before as well. I don't know. Next thing I'm going to do is grab a circle tool. This is what I'm going to use to actually cut the holes. I'm going to go to the middle of this construction line and draw a circle, except I want a real circle, not a construction circle. And this one, the magnets are 6.35 millimeters in diameter. So I'm going to say 6.35 here and enter. So that's going to be my first hole right in the middle of this construction line. And I'm going to do another one over here to the left somewhere, 6.35, enter, and one to the right. So we'll use 3 magnets as our clasp, 6.35, and enter. Now we need to position these where we want them. I think they're pretty good where they are, so I'm going to go D for dimensioning. I'm going to click on the center circle, and then this left circle, and then come up here in the top somewhere and click to drop the measurement. And it says 52, so I might round that to just 50. That looks pretty good. And I'm doing the same thing on this side. Click on the center circle, click on the outer circle, drop it, and go 50. Now they're evenly spaced and symmetrical. Everything looks great. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude these holes out. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to extrude them actually inward, so I want a negative. And I want it to be through one of the pieces of plywood, negative TH for thickness, enter to put the measurement, and then enter one more time to do the extrusion. Now you can see we had made this 2 layers because the magnets are going to be in the first layer, and then they'll have a bottom for them to be glued onto. So we'll glue them in those 3 holes. Awesome. Now we just need to remember our measurements. So we centered this one, and then we did 50 millimeters to either side. You need to repeat that process on the clasp on the top. So I'm going to turn the outer clasp on, and normally what I would do, well, I guess I could. Let me turn the outside on, make sure it's lined up properly. Yeah, so on this one, I actually can use the 3 holes I did there because this one's lined up with that one, and I can just project those 3 holes on there. So I'm going to turn the outside skin off, and I'm going to create a sketch. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. I don't actually want the magnet holes in this piece. This piece is like a cover for the holes. So I actually want them in the outside skin. I want them right here on this edge. So I'm going to create a sketch on this face inside here. And now I can't see that face unless I turn the box off, and I want to keep the box on. So here's a really cool tool. Click on Inspect and click on Section Analysis, and then click on the bottom side of the box. And what this allows you to do is just cut away the box. Notice that it's not extruding it or deleting it, it's just cutting it away so you can see on the inside. So I cut about halfway in, and I'm just going to click OK. Notice that when I've done that, I have an analysis folder over here. Inside that is section analysis, or have I done this once? I could have just used my earlier section analysis. I didn't do that again. I apologize. I forgot I had done that already. All right. So next thing we need to do is build in the holes here. So I'm going to just square up to my sketch here. I'm going to grab a construction line and drag it down, straight down. And then I'm going to turn on the dimensioning tool, so D for dimensioning. I'm going to go from my construction line to the outside edge of this box, and then come down here somewhere and click. And I want that to be 5 millimeters, just like it was for the magnets on this side. Now I'm going to come right to the middle like I did before, drag a circle, but a real circle, not a construction circle, and it should be 6.35 again, enter, and then 2 more circles. One up here somewhere, 6.35, enter, and 6.35, enter. Now it didn't matter where I made these extra 2 circles, because now I'm going to position them. So I'm going to use D for dimensioning, click on the center circle, outer circle, come over here in the white space somewhere and say that should be 50. Same thing with this one. Center circle, outer circle, and 50. And now I'm just going to extrude these 1, 2, 3, tip them. Yep, I want to go down, so I'm going to use a negative. So I'm going to do negative TH, enter, and enter one more time to actually extrude. And you can see now that that cuts through. The magnets will be here, and then their other side of the magnets will be on the other side. So everybody's lined up now. Wonderful. I'm going to turn off this section analysis, and that does it for the magnets. Next thing we need to do is we need to create some tabs along the bottom so we can have some joints to hold things together as we assemble them. So I'm going to turn on all my parts again, and I want to create some tabs in this edge, so like little finger projections down the bottom here. To do that, I'm going to create a sketch on this face, and I'm going to hide everything except this left side. I'm going to come here and create a rectangle, and I'm just going to make a little finger projection down like this. Now the width of this, I'm going to say it's about 8 millimeters, but we can change this later if we need to. And I'm going to go tab, and then this should be the thickness of the plywood. We want that finger to be as long as the plywood is thick. And I'm going to hit enter. Now I want to center this along this bottom edge, so I'm going to use my midpoint tool. I'm going to click on my midpoint tool. I'm going to click on the small edge of the rectangle and then the big edge of the side of the board. And now they're perfectly centered right there. Now I could go ahead and repeat this process several times either way, but it's even easier just to go create rectangular pattern. And now I'm going to choose, I want to pattern these 3 lines. And for some reason it docks over here on this thing and it hides some of the things for you. So if you can't see all these options, just grab your menu and drag it over a little bit and it'll show them. I don't know why it does it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I wanted symmetric, so I want it going in both directions. And so I'm going to pull it out to the right. And I want to pull it like right there is where the curve starts, right there. But I don't want my tab right on the curve. I'm going to pull it back about yay. And then I'm just going to increase the quantity. I noticed that there's 2 of them here. This top one is for left and right. You can see the number has changed to 51. The bottom one is for up and down. I don't want that one, so I'm just going to stick with this one. And I'm going to keep increasing the numbers. Notice that when I do an even number, I get 3 on this side and 2 on this side and 1 in the middle. So I want to always make sure I'm doing an odd number when I'm doing this. And what I'm looking for here is I want it to be relatively well spaced. So the size of the tab should be equal to the size of the opening. I think that's about it. If I do another 2, yeah, those are too tight together. So I'm going to do it back down to 7 and then click OK. And then I'm just going to extrude these out. Tip it. Okay, so it thinks I'm going up, so I want to go down. So I want to do a negative thickness here. Enter and enter. And it joined them together. So now I've got this piece just like that. So now you can see when I turn the outside edge on, we're going to need to cut holes in the outside edge for those fingers to go into, but now it'll be a joint to hold together. We also need to cut the other side. It's not been done yet. So I'm gonna turn the outside off, turn the right side on, and watch how easy this is. I'm gonna create a sketch on this other one that I haven't done yet. Tip it back up at an angle. I'm gonna hit P for project, and I'm gonna click on my other side. And notice how it projects the geometry of that side directly onto my sketch over on this side. Click OK. Now I'm gonna hide the left side, and I'm going to just right away extrude, because I've already, all the squares are on there for me. Look how simple that was. Oops, don't want the middle. And then I'm gonna do here a negative TH, enter for thickness, and enter one more time to do the extrusion. Awesome. Now I've got both those sides done. Right side, left side, ready to roll. Before we move on, let's go ahead and cut the holes. So this is a really nice process. We could go in and draw rectangles again and try and line them up, but even easier, we can go to the combine tool, and we can say our target body, this is the thing that we're gonna cut a hole in. That's gonna be this outside edge. We're gonna choose cut, and our tool bodies are gonna be what we're cutting with. Well, we're gonna use this side to cut with, and we're gonna use this side to cut with. One last thing we wanna do is, if we just do the cut right now, it's gonna delete these two things, these two red ends, it's gonna delete them. If we wanna keep them, we use keep tools. And I'll click on keep tools here and then click OK. And now when I hide the right and the left side, you can see I've cut tabs into it. Awesome, turn everything back on. I think it's a pretty good stopping point for this video. So we've got the tabs cut. Our next video, we'll cut one tab in the top here to hold this little clip on. And then we'll be done with the modeling part, I think. Let me make sure. Yep. And then we'll be on to flattening it out and getting it ready for the laser. Awesome job. Keep it up.